See, now use that as the freeze frame. Every time we go on Twitter, she captures a freeze frame where she's got this beautiful smile, and I'm usually like this. So, we want to make it look
I
good.
don't capture it. Remember, well, I do it when I'm promoting our tweets because that's promoting our video on Twitter, I should say. But in the videos, I'm not the one that's editing them.
So I'm going to give you a sneak preview of what I'm going to look like later on Twitter. All right, welcome to Drive Time. Rob and Jenna with you. Hey, the 1969 Mets will always be known as the Miracle Mets. Well, maybe we've got to start calling the 2015 version of the New York Mets the Magical Mets. They're going to the World Series after sweeping the Chicago Cubs. And who'd have thunk it? Daniel Murphy?
I had no idea who he really was before all this. But the crazy thing is that they were swept by them during the regular season. Mets were swept by the Cubs during the regular season. But it was like this culmination of just a series of events. It became the perfect storm for them. You had David Wright getting healthy at the right time. Yoenis Cespedes obviously making that move there. And just all those pieces started to fall into place.
I mean, you got to remember where the Mets were in the middle of the season. They had the best pitching staff in baseball. They couldn't score a run. So they decide they've got to make a deal to get a bat at the trading deadline, and they make this deal for Carlos Gomez. They report it on TV. Wilmer Flores finds out on TV he's being traded. He starts crying on the field.
Oh, that was so awkward.
The Mets look like a disaster, and the Gomez deal falls apart. And 13 minutes before the trading deadline expires, they get Yoenis Cespedes, who goes on to the biggest second half in Mets history, leads them into the playoffs. He cools off. In fact, he's injured right now. And all of a sudden, Mr. Murphy to the rescue.
An unbelievable performance by him. Six runs now in 7 games.
And that Mets pitching staff giving up only 21 hits in a 4-game series to what we thought was a great Chicago offense. So maybe, and it pains the Yankee fan to say it, but maybe it's 2015, the year of the magical Mets.
Who would have thunk, too, as well? Who would have thunk it that they would be the team that we'd be talking about in New York, not just in baseball, but in all of New York sports right now? It's a down year for the Giants. It's a down year for the Jets. We won't even talk about the Knicks
no, it's not
right
a
now.
Down year for the Jets.
Well,
not
fine.
yet.
They're
not
in a rebuilding phase right now, but you know what? We'll give them some credit because they are performing admirably without their quarterback.
You gotta give me something.
Todd Bowles' defense does look pretty strong. We'll just have to see how things play out. But right now, it belongs to the Mets. Can't be the butt of anybody's jokes anymore.
Congratulations, Mets. Let's see how you do in the series.